Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today. And this one is slightly outside of my wheelhouse. This is an actual new production Bible, and it is still readily available online. So if you guys are interested, I will go ahead and post the link down below in the description to purchase one new if you'd like. I'm also going to be putting this one up on eBay for sale. It'll be priced a little bit, slightly less than like what the retailer, the manufacturer would sell it for. So you can look for one there as well. So this particular edition is the local church Bible publishers, not to be confused with the church Bible publishers, the local church Bible publishers SlimLine Bible. And this one is in black ironed calfskin, and it does have a perimeter stitching, and the item number for that is 440E1B. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We'll go ahead and get right into it. It's got a wonderful calfskin. It almost feels very similar to like a sheepskin or lambskin. It's very soft, but it is indicated here ironed calfskin. But it is just a very soft and supple leather, and it's got a very, very fine grain. But you can see some of those natural details and sorts of things in it that would let you know that it's an actual, like a nicely done leather, right? You can see a little bit of kind of the pattern of the skin, so to speak. The sin leads to death, right? Leads to covers. So we have the little perimeter stitching on the outside, along with a very faint perimeter line around the edge. Hopefully you can see that. Then we'll get to the spine, and the spine just says Holy Bible, Authorized King James, and Church. And then there are some actual raised spine hubs. These aren't like the pressed indications like we normally see. These are actually kind of raised. They have little inserts or something there underneath the leather to pop them up, and they're very nicely done. Yeah, so this is the logo for local church Bible publishers. There was kind of an issue between local church Bible publishers and church Bible publishers. I don't really want to get into it here. But it's kind of confusing as far as the logos are concerned. But if it says church at the bottom of the Bible, it's a local church Bible publishers Bible. I don't know if they've updated it with their more recent models and maybe gotten like a more kind of streamlined logo or something like that. But if you see these older ones and they're marked with that, that's what it indicates. The perimeter stitching does carry on around to the back as well. You can see that grain repeated on the back. Now, one thing you guys can totally see are these two kind of indications here, these faint markings here. Now, I can't recall if this was how I received it, or if this is what I get for maybe somehow storing it improperly, but I'm usually pretty aware of how I store my Bibles, so I'm not too sure. But just, I guess, to point out in general, calfskin is very, very soft. So is lambskin. Lambskin is a little bit softer than calfskin. So you have to be very cautious where you store the Bible. If you lay it kind of on the center line of a box. So say you put it like in a cardboard box and you put it at the bottom of the box and there's like the two cardboard flaps on the bottom, they'll leave an indentation like this. Or say you put it on top of another Bible that's a little bit smaller, you'll have the imprint of that smaller Bible on the back of this Bible. So you just need to be very cautious how you store this. Make sure you store it in a box where it's flat. Obviously, this one has it. I don't know if these are going to kind of wear out over time or disappear over time. I'm unsure of that, but if these wear out, that means also this probably very faint perimeter line probably will also wear away. So I can't answer that though, honestly, if I know if it'll go or not. So hopefully it disappears. If not, at least it's on the back. So you don't have to stare at it all the time. As far as the other details go on the exterior, we have two black ribbons. We have some nice yellow and black head and tail bands. We have a wonderful gold gilt there, very nicely done. I don't think that there's any issues with this particular one. And I usually have really good luck with local church Bibles, local church Bible publishers Bibles. It's a mouthful. Here are the ribbons in this particular edition. Now, of note, I did look online, and it looked like they replaced these two ribbons with just one ribbon on the newer models. This is an older model, maybe a couple years old. So it looks like they did make that update, I guess, with only one ribbon. But these two are very nice double-sided satin ribbons. They're a little on the skinny side, but I think it's appropriate given the width of this Bible. It's a very tall and kind of very narrow Bible, so I think that they're appropriate in this instance. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll take a look at everything. Take a look at that corner work and the interior stitching. It's very nicely done. The corners are nicely pleated, and it does have that iron calfskin stamped on it. The inside does feel like a leather. Yeah, it does feel like a leather, and the kind of the texture on it looks non-uniform, so I don't think it's a synthetic material. It looks like an actual real leather. On the reverse side, it is just a synthetic material paste, kind of pasted there, but it's a edge-line construction. So we'll take a look at the other corners here. Nothing stamped on the back cover, so clean there. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Almost too big to get in frame. And we have a blank sheet, a few blank sheets. And one thing that you'll notice is just given the width of this page, the Bible does have kind of a hard time staying open. These few sheets in the beginning are fairly thick, not quite cardstock, but just fairly thick sheets of paper. And it gives it a lot of kind of reinforcement there. So it's going to take some time to kind of break this in. I'm actually going to have to hold it because if I let go, you'll see what happens. Whoop, it wants to close. So look at that. Even if, well, I let go there and then let go there, it totally wants to close. So you have to hold on to it while you have it open. There's your title page. And you can see local church Bible publishers and their website. And I'm assuming their phone number there. And then it's the King James Version Bible. I didn't specify that earlier. Then we have the table of contents. And then the table of contents of the New Testament. And then it gets right into it. The first book of Moses called Genesis. I'll go ahead and hold this up for you guys so you can see it. And it's a wonderful text, a wonderful layout. And it's a double column verse by verse. They are using pilgrim markers, if you guys can see, with a double line drop cap at the beginning of the chapter. And then just a chapter indicator there. Nothing more. You'll notice there's no footnotes, there's no cross references. There's no sort of additional information whatsoever. I'm trying to look and see if there's pronunciation marks. It doesn't even look like there's pronunciation marks. Let's check chapter 5. That's usually you're seeing a lot. Yeah, there's no pronunciation marks either. So this is very clean text. This would be perfect for somebody who's just looking for a nice kind of slim or trim reading edition, maybe to take with you, put in your purse, throw in the car, something like that. It's going to be fairly have a smaller footprint than most Bibles. However, not in the length dimension or so the width. We'll take a look at the other features. Up in the exterior corners, we have the beginning book and chapter. I have to slow myself down so I don't say the wrong thing. And the ending book and chapter. Then we have the page numbers at the bottom center. And that's really it. It's really just a plain text of the King James Version Bible. I have seen a few italicized words. So it does appear that they're italicizing words to show that they've been added. I'll go ahead and flip through it. This will be a quick one. You can see also the kind of the gutter. The text does go a little bit into the gutter. Might be more of a problem at the beginning. Here you're really going to have to really kind of pull it flat and hold it in order to be able to read it. It's not the worst I've seen, certainly, but they probably could have left a little bit of additional room, especially given what they have on the outer margins here. Let's get to Psalm 119. Here we have Psalm 119, and you can see that they are using the Hebrew characters and the transliterations. We'll take a look at the paper, actually, come to think of it, so I don't forget that. It's a very nice paper. Obviously, it's not like an India paper or anything like that, but it's still a very nice paper, very high-quality paper. And I will give credit where credit is due. Local Church Bible Publishers does usually have some very good paper. I've seen a couple of editions that are kind of heavy on the show through. I shouldn't say heavy, but heavier on the show through. But this is a fairly nice edition, especially given how trim it is. So I don't know if that was more based on the formatting or the paper selection or what, but they got it pretty trim. All right, let's go ahead and get to the intertestamental period. We have the New Testament of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the title page, and then it gets right into it. The Gospel according to St. Matthew. We'll flip a few pages, and we'll notice that it is a black letter text. Nothing crazy there. If I remember correctly, local church Bibles and church Bible publishers both used to, I think, only do black letter text. But if I remember correctly, I think I was on their website recently, local church Bible publishers, and it looked like they did have some red letter text. Don't pitchfork me if I get that wrong, but I think that was the case, if I'm not mistaken. So certainly feel free in the comments to correct me if that's not the case. We'll go ahead and flip to the end. And if I remember correctly, I don't think that there's very much at the end, if anything at all. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. So there we have Revelation 22, the end. And we just have a blank sheet of Bible paper there. And a second sheet, so 2 sheets of blank Bible paper, if you're interested in taking notes. And then you have some much thicker end sheets here. Probably better for taking notes, to be honest. But you have 3 of those, 3 full ones, and then I guess the fly... No, sorry, 4 full ones. Or 3 full ones. And then kind of the end sheet here and the flyleaf. So... yeah, that's it. This is a beautiful edition. This is just such a really nice edition. I had purchased this because I loved the kind of the form factor of it. I love very skinny Bibles, and like this, just the shape was very nice. But I have so many King James Version Bibles, I cannot possibly read them all in my lifetime. So it's a shame to be getting rid of this one because I was looking forward to reading it. But Again, so many KJVs only have so much time on this earth. So this one will be finding a new home. Hopefully somebody who will enjoy it. So let me get you some measurements and then we will wrap things up. So again, this is a very tall edition, and it comes in about 9 3/4 of an inch tall. So very tall. And then you might be hard pressed to find a Bible case for it, but I would imagine if you're purchasing a Bible this thin, it's probably because you want a thin Bible. And you probably won't be keeping it in a Bible case. As far as width goes, it is 5 3/4 of an inch wide. And the website says it's under half an inch thick. I think maybe it meant under an inch. It's just under an inch, like just shy of an inch thick, which is still good, right? By today's standards. So let's go ahead and get the measurements, and we will start with the upper case. I'm looking for a good one. Let me do the eye here and have. So the uppercase measures about a 9.5 point font versus Times New Roman. And we'll look at the lowercase. And the lowercase looks to be about a 9 point font versus Times New Roman. So I always say we go by the lowercase because there's more lowercase letters. So I would say that this is a 9 point text versus Times New Roman. So yeah, certainly if you guys are interested in picking up this edition, again, I will leave the link down below to purchase it directly from the manufacturer. If you're watching this video within the first 10 days of it popping up, this exact edition will be listed on eBay. Otherwise, if it's after that time, you're probably out of luck. So, Bible buddies, until next time, have a good one. Bye.